All right, so interval notation. So the only thing we're going to learn here in this section is an alternate way to write our inequalities, okay, especially the and type, all right? I'm going to, they kind of jump right into it here, so I'm going to give you a quick rundown here in the notes page. See, notes.
I hate writing uppercase.
Okay, it's okay. So let me give you a quick, I don't know if you've seen this or not, maybe you have. Interval notation. Okay. So let me give you the compound inequality. I'm going to give you a bunch of and type of inequalities, and I'm going to show you an alternate notation for that, okay? You know, interval notation. So if I have this conjunction, A less than X less than B, A and B are just numbers, right? The notation I can use instead of that, and you may see it, that's just an arrow. Shows.
A double arrow?
Yeah. Let me make it a better double
That
arrow.
is the weirdest.
Really? It's weird? You've never seen anybody?
No, I've never seen a double arrow. What is
Okay.
it?
That
Is
means
that
it
like-
implies or can be rewritten as
Oh.
A, comma, B. Now, that looks like an ordered pair set of coordinates, doesn't it? Isn't that what
Yeah.
you- However, it is not in this case. How will you know if it's an ordered pair of coordinates or an interval from A to B? Well, you'll know in the context of the problem you're working on, right? Okay? That's one of those things where, like, even in the English language, you have one word that could mean 2 or 3 different things. And it all depends on how you use it in the sentence, right? Okay? So now notice that these are just less than signs, right? So A is not included and B is not included, right? And notice that we have these soft bracket and parentheses here, okay? These types of soft parentheses means that A and B it goes from A to B, but not including A and B, okay? Well, let's change it just a little bit. A less than or equal to X less than B. Okay? In interval notation, that would look like this. Do you see the difference? Okay? Recording, right? So this kind of hard bracket here means that we are including A. It's inclusive of A, because, right, less than or equal to over here, but up to B, not including B. You follow me? Or maybe it looks like this.
So when there's double brackets, it's...
Well, it's not a double bracket, it's just like a hard
Well, I
bracket.
know, but when there's double brackets, it's including all of them, or both of them?
There's no double bracket meaning.
Like when both sides are brackets.
They're all
Is that not
brackets.
a thing?
Weren't you saying like in box instead of parentheses?
Let me just run through this. I bet you that'll answer your question when I get through the differences here. So A less than X, and now let's do less than or equal to B. So we're not including A. We're starting at A, but not including it, right? So that, and then comma B. Yeah.
But
Starting
say
to get
there
the
were
idea?
2 brackets.
Yeah, so
Oh,
But-
just hold, yeah, hang on.
I thought
Let's try this one. A less than or equal to X less than or equal to B. Is this what you're talking about, maybe?
Bracket.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A comma B. And that's inclusive of both. Did that answer your question?
Yeah.
Okay. So sometimes let me just ramble on, and that'll happen sometimes. Okay? So these mean the same thing, right? And oftentimes you can use one or the other, all right? It depends on the situation, again, the context, okay? Another quick thing, I think we've already talked about it, so you know, let me draw a quick number line. Yes, if I'm putting it up here, you 0, 1, 2, 3, -1, -2, -3, -1, -2, -3, okay? This arrow on the right-hand side of 0 how far does it go?
This is the.
To infinity. And it goes to positive infinity. Do you know the symbol for infinity?
Sideways 8.
Okay, right? So that's, you don't have to say like if you just say infinity, you're implying positive infinity. Just like if you say the number 5, you're implying positive 5, right? So this is just, out here is infinity. Yep, that's it.
Do you know there is like.
And then this side would be negative infinity, right? Okay, so just be familiar with what that means. We'll be dealing with that here and there. Okay? Everybody have that?
I just figured.
Let's flip back to page 155. Oh, and by the way, real quick, if your solution set goes from like 0 to positive infinity, think about it. Can you actually include infinity? Can it be equal to infinity? No, you can't. You can't. So infinity will never be inclusive, either positive or negative. Let's go back. All right. So I want us to graph this thing and then write the equivalent interval notation. So this is x is between -3 and 5, inclusive on both ends, right? Okay, what kind of circles where? Closed to include it, right? On -3, closed on 5. Okay, and what would the interval notation be for this? The hard bracket or soft bracket?
Hard.
-3, comma,
What's the difference?
5. I just explained that on the notes page.
No, but what's the difference between a soft bracket?
That's the
One-
soft.
It's the,
Parentheses, yeah.
it's the, it's like less than or equal to.
I understand that, but I just
Okay.
didn't understand what the soft
And
bracket.
somebody may call it something other than a hard bracket, I don't know, or just a bracket.
Say bracket. parentheses.
Could be just bracket in parentheses, whatever. Let's look at this one here. X is what? Between -6 and 4. And give me a word. What? You mean non-inclusive, right, of either one? Which would imply open circles, right? So open circle -6, open circle on 4, in between. Now give me the interval notation. Yep, -6, comma, 4. Now you're going to look at that. You know that's not an ordered pair, right? Why? How do you know that is not indicating an ordered pair?
I'm not talking about a graph.
Nowhere on this page are there any graphs of ordered pairs, right? It's context. Okay. All right. -4 to 8. What kind of circle on -4?
Open.
Open. And then on 8?
Closed.
6, 7, 8, closed. All right. And then what kind of brackets here? Parentheses, -4.
Kind of box.
Sure. Okay. You get the idea?
Yeah.
Why don't you guys go through and finish these?
Wait, this one looks hard.
Oh, wait, this is a little different. Okay, yeah. I'll do one like this, and then you guys can do the other two. So this is just x is greater than or equal to 4. So we're only going to have one circle, right?
Uh-huh.
At 4, what kind? Closed. Arrow's going which way?
Right.
Whoops. To the right. How far does it go? To positive infinity, right? Okay. So let's write this in interval notation. What kind of bracket?
Parentheses.
For the,
Oh, hard.
so 4, comma, what?
X.
From 4 all the way to what?
Infinity.
Yeah. So x is between 4 and infinity. What kind of bracket after infinity?
Close.
No, we can never include, infinity can never be included, right? Because like they're right, you'll never reach it.
So
So it always, infinity is always gonna have a parenthesis or soft bracket after, or even if it's on the other side, right?
Every time I say anything about anything being infinity, my dad goes, "There's infinite bigness, then there must be infinite smallness."
You guys are on your own. Right now, we're gonna finish E and F here, okay? Graph it properly and write it in interval notation. See how you do.
Yeah.
So for E, it looks like most of you got an open circle on 5.
Yeah. I
Whoops,
know
let's try that again.
Oh yeah, you are.
Less than, so it goes to the left. And we're not including 5, right? Well, actually, oh, you know, I know some of you started with the 5 though. So you guys that have 5 comma, like negative infinity, I didn't catch that. You got it backwards.
Negative
is
infinity.
that why you said mine was reasonable? Wait.
I don't know, I don't even remember what
Is
you
it
had.
negative infinity or just
Negative infinity, well, that, this way is negative,
I just put an 8.
comma, 5. Don't put an 8.
I can't.
Right, did you catch
I do
that?
that when I do A too.
Or
Like,
what?
If it's 5, you go right.
The fact that it's 5 has nothing to do with it.
But it's infinite, Hannah.
It's positive 5, yeah, to the right of the 0, but the less than,
infinite.
but the less than means all the values less than 5, which is to the left. So you guys all caught that? I didn't notice, like, some of you had 5, I was just trying to look at the brackets you had around it. But you gotta lead with it, because it's left to right, okay?
You're just such a funny teacher.
Funny now.
So funny.
Here to amuse you? You guys don't even know what movie I'm talking about.
The what? Wait.
All right, so here, open circle on -4. Arrow should be going to the right. And you should have -4, comma, positive infinity, both parentheses or soft brackets, right?
I can't make an infinity.
Takes a little practice.
That's why there's
Okay, let's look at this one here.
I guess that's easy.
Which of the following represents the equivalent interval to
Please.
-12 less than or equal to x less than 4? So here we have less than or equal to, and then less than. Which choice is correct? Which is the same as that
Oh,
interval?
bracket, hard bracket.
Because it's inclusive of -12. So this thing means
Hard bracket.
that, and then this thing means that,
Soft.
right?
It'll be -12.
-12 to 4. Choice 3. Right? We're going to skip a lot on the back here, actually. So let's just go to the back, put a bow on this thing. We're actually going to skip exercises 4 and 5. Let's do 3. Okay. So they want us to solve this inequality and then graph the solution and then give the interval notation. Okay? So how are we going to get x by itself here in this 12 minus 4x?
Divide -4.
Subtract 12. Well, reverse your order of operations, right? Right? Minus 12 there, then minus 12 there. And what does that leave us with? 4x? Thank you. The negative stays with it. And what do we do now? And what do we get? X is less than. Why?
Okay.
Divided by negative. Less than what?
3.
3. Let's graph it. What kind of circle on 3? Arrow going left. What's our interval notation?
Probably
Not bracket.
Uh-huh. Negative infinity, comma, 3. Yeah. Okay? Getting the hang of this? I told you this section wouldn't be too hard. So we're going to not do exercise 4,
about B.
and we're not going to do 5. B, what B?
No, it was part of that.
All of 4, yeah. And there's a problem in the homework you can skip as well. Check this down.
Okay. Cannot.
So skip number 4 in problem set.
Thank God.
Wherever
that's
number
the
4
worst.
is.
Uh-oh.
Okay? So anybody have any questions about interval notation?
No.
It's equivalent to the other stuff, but it's, it's an alternate way. You'll see it. You'll have to know how to write it, okay?
Hi, Charlie.